Hello. Now, I don't normally paint, but today I would like to do so. So let's get our Bob Ross on. Ooh. Welcome back to my sketchbook. Today, okay, so first of all, the other day I got out my paint markers and wanted to dabble a little bit at different like painting techniques and whatnot. And these two paintings came out of that. I was really happy with how they turned out. It was our little Valentine's girl, Rosa, and some tulips in a little vase. I just thought it was super, super cute. And that has got my brain going and wanting to do more painting things. And that is where these are going to come in handy. I am not confident, I'm not confident enough yet to actually paint, but I think that I could try my hand at a bigger piece than these little guys over here. Plus, I want something that lives outside of my sketchbook, and that is where this comes in handy. I picked this up the other day. It's a whole pack of oil and acrylic papers, and I took out the papers and I cut them out into these small little pieces just for a more bite-sized approach, I suppose, because this is made for oil and acrylic specifically, and I thought this would be a good thing. Yeah, that's for later though, because we still have to warm up and sketch and all that good stuff, and I will tell you what I have in mind. So with a little under halfway to go in our sketchbook over here, I believe I have only drawn Luna once. The very first sketchbook spread that we did. And so I would like to do a little painting of Luna today. If you're new here, Luna is an OC of mine. She's a cute little girly who lives in space, catches stars with a bubble net, and is adorable. I have found a few references to while we are painting, and a couple of them have caught my eye. I'm really excited. I want to get the pose and layout all figured out, and then we'll get to the good stuff. Also, I felt like a very responsible artist yesterday. I went through all of my mechanical pencils and refilled their leads and cleaned their little erasers. And so I just feel fresh and ready to go. Now, I'm gonna just use this little page over here to do some thumbnailing and figure out exactly what I want this thing to look like. I also feel like even with these, so painting is new for me, and so I need to find my painting workflow, because I have my alcohol marker workflow down pretty okay. As far as painting goes, I have no idea, and I am a fly by the seat of my pants girly. So I like to figure out things as I'm going along. If I get stuck with something, then I will end up like looking up how-tos or, little tips and tricks, but mostly I like to dabble with my own little pingies. All that to say, I did like whenever I was putting these pieces over here together, how it made my brain work differently than alcohol markers, but it was still very familiar because the paint was still in a marker form. I'm still not great at mixing colors either, so we just are gonna go with what we got. At some point last year, we redesigned Luna and gave her a nice new dress and made her look super, super cute. So I cannot wait to do that in a painterly style. Here was our redraw of her. So here's like a very cartoony version of little Luna. A little cutie. I just love her so much. You know what? I'm gonna warm up with a little doodle of her real quick. We'll just use this one down here. She's got this little cute cupcake dress with little stars on the top. Luna is definitely my OC that gets the most love and also has been the most thought out I feel like that's one thing that I'm not great at, is actually giving backstories to my characters. And maybe that's why I forget about them. I just don't ever get really super attached, but Luna kind of has a backstory, and so she lives in my brain, and that's fine. Yeah, I think that'll do as a warm-up. I guess we could also use this little guy down here to pick out our colors real quick. That way we don't have to worry about that later, at least for her main colors, you know? Now, Luna started out wearing the cutest Best Buy uniform you have ever seen. I think that it has evolved and matured a little bit, but it's still very blue and yellow, so yeah, that's a good blue for her dress. She's also got a little gold stripe down the front here, so we'll have to bust out our gel pens to make that happen, but that's okay. I'm never mad about that. Got stars on her bodice, stars down here, whatever, they can just be blobs for now. I even wonder if we went a little bit more yellow or orange than yellow, maybe that would look a bit more mature, you know, nicer to look at. Yeah, I think I do like that yellow better for her. It's not much different, but it's different enough. Got her nice blue hair in there, and I wonder if I could do a little bit of like teal underneath for shadow. Oh yes, I think that will do nicely. And we need her skin. She is a bit of a pinky girly, so I think this might be good as long as I can clean off the tip. Yeah, that'll work. Get her pretty little blue eyes in there, and oh, I guess I should get a blush too. Why not, is the question I ask you. Yeah, I think that is a pretty good warm-up, and especially just for picking out our colors and stuff. And now we're going to try harder. So my idea for the pose, I really want to show her holding like a pile of stars that she's caught or something like that. The references that I've looked up, they're actually women who are holding flowers, and I think that maybe I can zhuzh it up and finagle it to where it is the stars, or at least I'm gonna try. I really want you to be able to see her dress and stuff, but I want the pose to be nice too. Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. Well, that's already too big. Drawing little guys here. Maybe if I can figure out the background, then I can figure out how big her head needs to be. So for this one, if I have her sitting on the ground, this arm over here, although I feel like this arm is too far to the front. Something like that. This hand is weird too, but we're just trying to get the layout here. Gotta keep reminding myself that. But she has a dress on, so how would you see, would you even see her legs? Something like that-ish. And then these back here in the reference, wow, in the reference are windows, but what if they weren't? It could just be a night sky with some clouds and stars and moons and stuff, you know? That would be fine. Another cute idea would be maybe something like this, to where you can see her hair and her big old glasses. Maybe she's holding up a star that she caught with her other arm. I mean, meh, it's okay. I at least want to try one more pose. Okay, let's try one more bust idea. I think the head's too big. What is wrong with me and drawing heads that are just massive? Something like that, and then have the shoulder. And so you can't really see this arm over here, which is fine. And I was thinking this arm, technically it's her right arm, could be up like this. I still want the pile of stars to be in her arms. Do that over here. Have the hand like curling up around it maybe. I don't know if that's interesting enough. It's also just meh. This one right here is the one that I think that we're going to go with. It's super, super cute, and I think... I mean, you can just see all of her, so that's just perfect, you know? Okie dokie. I went ahead and taped down our paper. Also did a little sketching, boop, 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 of our little lady here. And I think that the sketch turned out good enough. At least good enough to start getting some paint and stuff. on here. Whenever I did my painting stuff before in my sketchbook, I did not use alcohol markers whatsoever, and I thought about doing so on this piece just to give it a background color, I guess, but this paper is a little resistant to our alcohol markers, so I guess I don't have a choice, and paint it is. I'm just gonna lighten this a little bit, and then I want to do like a wash of some sort of color just to give it like some sort of tone in the background. No, is that unnecessary? I think it's unnecessary. It's going to be covered up anyway, so who cares, right? I'll just do the pink on her first. Get to see how this paper acts too, because all I've used on here is alcohol markers, and I found out that it does not work well. I also did not draw the handful of stars that she is holding because I wanted to kind of leave it to whenever we're putting color on there, simply because I feel like it'll be more natural that way and it'll look more organic, I guess. Not such a structured pile, you know? We'll find out if that works. Honestly, whenever it comes to new techniques and venturing out of my norm, I just hope that it turns out easy on the eyes. That's my only hope. Well, that's certainly a start. That's another thing too, is that my head has a very hard time getting through the ugly phase. I will say that this paper is doing pretty good with our paint markers, which, I mean, I guess, duh, because it's made for paint, but still, paint markers tend to rip up stuff. And this is pilling a little bit, but not anywhere close to what my sketchbook would be doing, you know? I feel like I'm not saying anything at all. I'm just being focused. I'm so sorry. I'm putting those dots there so I remember that stars go there, but I gotta wait for that blue to dry a little bit. Otherwise it's gonna be green and it's gonna be... Alright, I'm just gonna glob this on where the stars are. Maybe have some fallen out a little bit. Right now it just looks like she's holding an armful of mac and cheese, which is a treasure to me. I mean, really all I'm doing at this point is just getting the base colors on, right? I ask myself as I'm the only one here to answer my question, and I have no idea. She also has dark blue eyeballs. Excuse me, paint marker. I need you to give me some juice. Thank you. Yes. That'll work. Oh, your eyebrows are also important to have. I guess too, like once you get past the blocking in the colors stage is whenever you can start giving shape to stuff. So maybe I'll start feeling better about it as we go. The ugly stage is just so ugly. I think we're getting there. Starting to feel better. Okay, now I think once this yellow is dry, I'll go through and try to pick out individual star shapes and then start building the shadows on that just to figure that out. You know, whenever I first started my arting art journey, I guess, painterly aesthetic was my favorite. I absolutely loved it. Never mastered it myself. Maybe this is my attempt at trying. I don't know. My dark blue is running out on me, so I gotta figure out something else. Dang it. I mean, I might not have a choice. I might actually have to break out an actual paint. I do wonder, ooh, can I do this? Instead of having to do a paintbrush situation, we're gonna find out together. Oh, this is working-ish, but we're definitely gonna have to do layers. Oh no. Okay, well, hang on. I'm gonna try with the paintbrush. I mean, if we're whipping out the paints anyway, might as well just get everything out of the way. Thing is that I don't know anything about painting really. I also don't really think that I have the patience for it. The good thing about having this board too is that I have my own little built-in palette. Also, mixing colors seems a little daunting to me. I think that'll work. I'm not too worried about the edges being messy around each element because I can always go back and clean those up with the other colors. I just want to make sure that there's no like blank spots, you know? I'm not sure about this down here, what color we do. Do we do purple? Maybe. Oh, maybe we can do this purple and then have like little crests of lighter purple on top to kind of break that up, and then to a darker purple down here. At least as a thought, that sounds pretty good. I actually think this purple that I'm using is my darkest purple. That's okay. We make things work. Oh, I might have a purple in here. Of course I do. I used it for our all purple art supplies challenge. You can watch that right up here if you want. Ding! Let's try this. Oh yes, quite. That's certainly something, isn't it? I love how this turned from I only want to use paint markers because I'm scared of regular paints, and now here we are. I now have a pink out because I want to try to make this pink pop a little bit more. So listen, if this isn't learning in the trial by fire way, I don't know what is. Stuck my hand right in that. Why did I do that? I mean, if you don't get messy while you're doing art, are you even arting? I am one of those people, though, that doesn't like to have stuff on their hands. I picked the wrong skill. Although I am happy with this pink and what it's doing to our clouds here, making them pop a bit. Okay, I guess I'm gonna try my hand at some of the details here. Trying to figure out where those legs are and where the shadows would be in the dress. I got sidetracked with the clouds again. I'm so sorry. Okay, now that our stars are dry, let me see if I can figure this out. And then I take a darker color, like this orange maybe, and start building up those shadows, and then use a lighter orange to actually differentiate the stars a little bit. Yeah, I think that's fine. I keep getting distracted with the sky because I don't know what else to do. Maybe if I let it dry a little bit and then come back with my colored pencils, it'll finally get to a point that I like it. That's what always happens though. Like I will do something and then I'm like, man, I hate it. But instead of stopping and just starting something else, I'm like, well, maybe like I want to throw everything at it that I can before I give up. So I have colored pencils and line work that I think can help it a little bit. And I'm not ready to call it quits yet. So yeah.
2 hours later.
Okay, I let it dry a little bit and then started trying to do things with my colored pencils, and I'm already liking it more. I've only done the shadows and stuff on the background, the first pass anyway, but that is something that I do love about this style. I love how textured it is whenever it's a mixed media piece. The colored pencils sitting on top of the paint just make me very happy for some reason. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and define all of the things, and then maybe go back and do some more painted spots like for the hair and stuff, just to make it look not so like just like a shape, you know? I don't know. Just do it. Basically, I'm just being super quiet because this is just sketchy line art at this point. No. I mean, is it perfect so far? No. But is it a start to learning? Yes. And that's all I'm happy about for right now. Need to make sure my pencil is as sharp as possible. And I don't know what I did with my other pencil sharpener, so now I just have this little goofy looking one that gets very messy. But I need it to be super sharp to be able to do her eyes and stuff. Otherwise, it's gonna look like gross. I'm not super happy with that face, but I'm hoping that the glasses will kind of bring it all together. Okay, honestly, the line work brought it together a lot more than what I thought. So that makes me a very happy lady. I still haven't decided if I want to put line work around these stars or not. I think I might. I mean, I did everything else, so might as well, right? Sure. Maybe we just do it very lightly instead of so crisp, you know? And then we can put some gold over it too to kind of make them pop a little bit. Yeah, I think so. I was gonna make these hearts completely gold. Hearts, you know? These stars completely gold, but I kind of like the outline look of them, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. Gotta do the stars up here too. I'm gonna do the glasses last because I'm the most nervous about that. I also know that it makes no sense, but I really like putting stars inside the clouds. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good point to start working on the glasses, I guess. And then we get to do the peeling part, which is arguably one of the best parts, for sure. Let's see if I can do this any justice whatsoever. I need to make sure that I'm putting them in the right spot. I think that'll be good. Let's find out. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Great. Okay, let's do some shinies up here in her hair too. Not that you can see it really, but at least you and I will know they're there. You know what? I think that's good. I am satisfied. I am signing it, and then comes the fun part. Here it is. Just kidding, I'm totally peeling it. Gotcha. Oh yes, oh yes. Do we love that? Oh no, we don't love that though. Wait, did that bleed through? It sure did. Dang it, I spoke way too soon. Hopefully everything else is a-okay. I apologize, that peel was a bit nasty. Okay. Oh. Little piece of tape wanted to come with me. Okie dokie, artichokes. We are all done with our little painting excursion for today. Here is the finished little piece of Luna in the clouds with her little, handful of stars just chilling there. I love how the colors turned out. It turned out way more vibrant than what I was anticipating. And taking off the tape around the sides really just did it. It's great. I also really like the paper. I think this is a good find, at least, for painting with acrylics. That's what I can say for sure. I had a lot of fun. I definitely can improve, and I am actually pleasantly surprised with how this turned out. I would be excited to see if I did practice this sort of medium, how my skills would improve and what I would be capable of in the future. I did want to let you guys know too, I wanted to do something a little bit fun. I really enjoy doing my sketchbook spreads and coming up with characters off the top of my head, but I also want to open the floor to create things that are on the tops of your heads. For the next video, I am going to put up a few polls in the community tab just to give you guys random characteristics and traits to choose from, and in the next video, we will create an original character using the traits that you voted on. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while we painted this sweet little painting of my OC Luna. It was so much fun. If you doodled along, or painted along, I suppose, please post your creations on social media and tag me. You can find me here on Instagram and here on Blue Sky. I would absolutely love to see anything that you create. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a whole bunch. And until I see you next week, don't forget to be kind to yourself.